Hello, this is Brian from Thesis Technologies. Wanted to take a few minutes just to give you a quick overview of the Dynamics 365 Sales Enterprise CRM system. Been getting a lot of questions from clients as far as what is it exactly and how is it structured and how does it work. So just going to take you through this quickly, and obviously we're always available for more questions if you have any. But when you open the system, typically a welcome dashboard will appear. That's one of the powerful things inside of Dynamics is the ability to make many different types of dashboards. So kind of what I'm showing here is one related to just my sales activity. I also have a dashboard related to leads, which are kind of unqualified business opportunities, which we track. I think throughout my menu here, by the way, this menu on the left-hand side here, or sitemap, is actually all customizable. So every time we do an implementation, this will look different depending on what our client needs to focus on and kind of what's important to them. But I have dashboards in my CRM for hours related to different types of projects. And I even track some cash related type of things. So I basically, we're not a huge company, there's half a dozen of us or so, but we do most of our business management is done in this Dynamics 365 CRM application actually. So, and I'll show you some of the other integrations we've done and how that allows us to kind of do things very simply that would typically require other applications. But as in any CRM, kind of out of the box, what comes with Dynamics is the basic record types, accounts, which are companies, contacts, which are people, and opportunities, which are opportunities to do business. And for us, that's projects in our business. So that's kind of where it starts, and you can add, those are called, by the way, entities inside of Dynamics 365. And you can add custom entities that relate to anything in this system. So that's how you can actually build kind of other applications inside of Dynamics. But kind of generally how the data is structured, if I click on accounts, for example, I get a list of companies. And if I want to drill down into a company, I can click on the name of the company, and then I get a detailed form that pops up, which again is totally customizable to whatever activities I want to track. But a typical CRM form that relates to a record in here will have general information, in this case, account information. It will also have sub-records, so what contacts are part of this account and what opportunities might be part of this account. And then in the middle on this particular form, there's just a whole lot of activity tracking. So you can add tasks in the middle, you can add notes, you can utilize Dynamics email discovery, kind of AI software, which scans my email and puts together, if I send emails related to this account or to contacts, it will show up kind of automatically inside of it's really more contact records, not what I'm showing you here, account records. But just a whole lot of ways to track kind of all the data related to these record sets. Contacts is another one, the people, and again, there's forms behind each one of these if I click into there, and opportunities. And each of these lists of records are called views. So you can, on any column in a view, you can sort or you can filter, and you can actually determine what columns you want on a view. So again, totally customizable. So kind of other things that we've done in our business to help this really work for us. I'll just go through my menu here, and some of these are going to be I'll point out customizations we've done where we've integrated other types of processes. Some of it's pretty traditional. Open leads is pretty standard, obviously. Unsold opportunities, those are my projects that we're still working on selling. This link is a proposal, and I'm not going to show you too much on this today, but if I do a quote for a client, I'll do the proposal right out of Dynamics, which is tied to an Excel template that I built. So what happens is I pick a project that I want to produce the proposal for. Dynamics pushes that data into an Excel template that I can then create and turn into a PDF and send to the client. So that's another process we do in here. Tasks are always a big thing in CRM. Of all the open projects I have or leads or whatever, what am I doing to progress those sales opportunities? And what I use personally primarily to do that is tasks. So if I want to follow up with someone 2 weeks from now, I will schedule a task to do that. And then I'll get a list of tasks to remind me of what I'm supposed to do each day. And I actually, behind the scenes, have this set up so it sends me an email every day too. I get an email every day that says these tasks are due. And I get an email every day that says, hey, you have unsold opportunities and you didn't put a task on it. So there's no plan on this opportunity. Maybe you should take care of that. So I just have those sent to myself. And we actually do that through Power Automate, which is another Microsoft product that runs in tandem with this, where you can automate workflows and processes. So in that case, we set up some automatic emails to send me reminders so I do my job better. And here's some views on those two things too. What opportunities don't have tasks and what leads don't have tasks. So an opportunity or a list or a view, has criteria behind it, and those can be exception reports as well. And that's one way we use them quite often. One pretty cool integration we've done is we do quite a bit of AdWords advertising with Google. And I wanted to bring in all my spending data into my CRM so I could match it up against the opportunities that spending created. And the way I've done it in this case is Google integrates really well with Google Sheets, of course. So I've got a report that runs every night from Google AdWords into Google Sheets. And then once that report's in there, a Google Apps script from Google Sheets runs and pushes that data into a database, which then fires a Microsoft flow, and it ends up in my CRM, and it ends up on a dashboard every day. So I know that sounds kind of complicated, but actually it isn't. It actually was a pretty quick integration. And what it basically did is it took my AdWords account data and put it right in as a custom entity inside of Dynamics, which helps me manage quite a bit, actually. We do some LinkedIn prospecting and messaging and so forth. We kind of track that in here as well. And we that ties into Dynamics 365 for marketing as well, which we use, but I'm not going to go into that in this video. We'll do another video on that someday. A couple other integrations we've done is invoices. Our invoicing process to clients is pretty simple. We're kind of always adding up hours, applying a rate, and sending an invoice. And we've integrated hours tracking inside of this system. Microsoft does have another product that is much more sophisticated for large projects. It's called Project Service, or what's it called? Operations, Project Operations now. Sorry for stumbling on that. They just came out with something new just recently, like last month. But it's a full project management system. I don't need that in most of my projects. I have that software too, and we do use it occasionally for complex projects. But what I do here typically is every one of my consultants, and we're an Excel consultant too, so this kind of was easy for us to set up also. But every one of my consultants has an Excel spreadsheet that is their time card. So every project that they're working on is fed into that database, into that spreadsheet, and then they actually can punch in and out of that spreadsheet, and it accumulates hours by project. At the end of the day, they push it, they click a button that says submit hours, and through, again, a series of some VBA in the spreadsheet, pushes that data to a SQL database on Azure Cloud, which fires a Microsoft Flow, which pushes it into Dynamics. So I have it right here in front of me, kind of on a live daily basis. And what that actually allows us to do is I don't have to give a Dynamics license to every one of my people to have them logging hours. I can actually do that in a much more simple way and then accumulate it into my Dynamics here for management. We kind of do the same thing with actually invoices as well. So actually the hours accumulate in the system, and then that turns into an invoice. So that's done inside the CRM too. So what else here? A couple of hours dashboards I may have mentioned. I think that's the highlights of it. And I guess the point is you can integrate anything into Dynamics 365. So I always tell clients it's much more than a CRM. I mean, a lot of times that's where it starts, but it's almost best to think of it as a cloud-based database that is completely customizable for any business process. So even if a client isn't specifically looking for a CRM, oftentimes we'll talk about Dynamics because what they are looking for a lot of times is a database with some forms related to certain processes. And a lot of times Dynamics is a fit, even if it isn't a pure sales application. So just a lot of power, a lot of capability, and it keeps growing kind of as Microsoft continues to develop it as well. As far as the customization side, it's kind of endless. There's a back end in this system where you can bring up all the entities you have. You can add any fields you want. You can add custom views. You can add custom forms. That's where all the charts are built for the dashboards and so forth. So just kind of an endless array of customizable. You can kind of see this list. It's all aspects of the system that can be customized. And each of these has a little drop down, so it kind of goes on forever. But typically we don't get into all of those. There's very common ones that we tend to get into over and over, but almost everything you can imagine can be customized. So anyway, I hope that helped. It's just a general overview of kind of what it looks like, how we use it in our business at Thesis Technologies. So hopefully that was helpful just to give you a little insight. And again, if you ever would like a deeper dive or a more detailed demo, just contact me. Again, my name is Brian Busker at Thesis Technologies. I'd be happy to take you through anything you want to see. All right, I hope you have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.